It's the 18th day of the 30 for 30, which means you and I have been improving our lives for 18 days straight. And that's great. That's a good thing. We're doing good. Doing good for ourselves. Feels good. Feels good. Earlier, I was getting my shoes over by the door, and it hit me that I didn't realize why I was doing it. I was just doing it because it was like a habit now, and that's pretty cool. So I was telling my wife that we'll probably just continue doing 30 for 30s every month and just switch them up, and that my August would be for reading. And she's like, well, how are you going to record that? I'm like, that's a good point. So yeah, the daily log, I guess, or whatever, daily journal will have to continue, but I'm only going to make it like 10 to 15 minutes instead. And yeah, and then I'll just post done when I'm done reading, because that's the point. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. Really, I want to have a better sleeping schedule, and the reading will kick that into shape. So, yeah, that's the plan. I just know that when I read at night, I get super tired because it's boring. But I'm thinking that if I can turn it into a habit, it will be less boring for me. I love audiobooks because I have to be stimulated with some sort of task, and staring at paper is not that task. But there is something cool about reading a book because it puts you in this state of crazy relaxation. Like you feel like all of the worries and stresses of the day kind of just melt away when you're reading a book. And that feels good. You know, it feels like you're actually doing something good for yourself. And so I'm hoping to gain that. And also, much like writing a daily journal at the end of the day, reading provides this sort of mental clarity, especially before going to sleep, that it's just like the day slows down. It's kind of like those people that say, when I eat, I only eat, which to me is boring as fucking lame, but I get it. Like, if you're, I think the guy said, when I eat, I eat. When I am having tea, I am just having tea. And I get it. Like, to be fully enveloped in the activity you're doing, fully present, the power of now, all that stuff, I get it. And I envy it. I just have a tough time comprehending it, for myself at least. And that's probably my ADHD or whatever. If I take my medicine, I can do these things, but I guess I never really talk about that. I do have ADHD. I'm diagnosed with it, and I do have a prescription for Adderall, but it's like, it sucks. And it's weird. I couldn't really put it into words why it sucks. And my doctor knows I fucking hate taking it, but every now and then I kind of need to rope myself back down to earth. And I take it and I get things organized, and then I stop taking it. And yeah, I was listening to this interview Casey Neistat did on Soul Boom. It's a podcast. Rainn Wilson, the dude that was Dwight from The Office, it's his podcast. And he was talking about how he was on Adderall when he was younger, but it like zapped away his creativity. And it definitely does. If you're already in the middle of a task and then you take the medicine, you continue doing the task. But if you didn't have this creativity, motivation, goal set before you take it, then you're like a zombie. I mean, it can help you complete tasks, but it will not help you come up with ideas. At least that's where it is for me. I hate it. And yeah, that's about my spiel with the Adderall. Just not a fan. Not a fan of it. And also I get like real like I feel like I should be doing something else. I don't know. Like I always feel like there's something else I could be doing on like business wise or whatever. And it takes me away from what I truly love doing, which is creating. And I'm a totally different person on that medicine, and that person did not get to where I am. It's the right-brained John that got here. And so, yeah, I try not to visit left-brained John too much. He's kind of a quiet asshole. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, reading and how it's tough for me to, I have a tough time focusing on one task, especially if it's not stimulating. When I'm editing, I usually have the second screen or third screen. I usually have three. And it's playing a podcast or it's playing Star Trek or whatever. Am I watching it? No, I'm not. It's background noise, but like, I feel very, I guess I call it uncomfortable. I feel very weird when there's not noise going on or there's not something going on in the background. And I've always been like that. If I was drawing or playing games as a kid or whatever, I also wanted the TV to be on. Like, it's just one of those things. And apparently, this spoon thing, where like there's a very specific type of spoon and fork that you want, and they have diagrams of this where they put out all of these different forks, and they say, pick your favorite one. It's like a neurotypical or whatever, neurodivergent test or whatever. And apparently we all pick the same fork. And that is fucking weird, because I've always had like a weird thing with forks and spoons, and they had to be like a certain size, and I thought everybody had that. Well, my wife doesn't have it because she doesn't care about, like, if it were up to me, we'd have like 20 less spoons in our house because they're too big. But that's just, apparently that's just me. And everyone like me. A lot of them say like autism test and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think the word autism gets thrown around a lot. Even like in a joking manner. And I'm so far behind on what's offensive and what's not offensive. I usually just avoid saying shit that might alienate somebody. Because it's like, dude, why would I want to make somebody uncomfortable in this life, you know? It's hard enough. But I don't know if the word autism is, or autist or autistic, I don't know if that's a bad thing to say. It's not something I ever said, but I see people dropping it all the time, like it's how people in the 90s used to use the word gay. And I just don't know. I'm like, how, if it's not offending people yet, I foresee that one being offensive, like the R word, right? That was, you go and you watch Scrubs, and it's in the dialogue, it's in the script. But now it's like, yeah, I understand why that word's bad. And I feel the same thing about like autist or calling somebody autistic when they're not autistic. I don't know. That's just a rant about something that I've yet to understand. And I fully admit my ignorance, but I would like to know if it's something bad or whatever. Just yesterday, I learned about the T slur. I did not know that was a bad thing. Did I ever say it? No, I didn't. But now I know that it's a bad word. I was watching H3 podcast, or the H3 show, and they were talking about Hassan Piker saying it, and I'm like, oh, that's bad. Okay, I didn't know. Had no idea. But yeah, I mean, you could hit it from the angle of like, people get way too offended now and blah blah blah. Like, okay, sure, that's fine. I understand that point of view, that people can be too sensitive or whatever. But it's like, is it really that hard to just not say something? I don't know. Like, the hard part, the only thing that's like kind of been tough for me to change is pronouns. And like, if people want to be called they, cool. Just don't get offended if I fuck it up, because I wasn't raised to say, I didn't learn this in school, you know? You gotta give me a little time to get used to the way that I address or refer to you. And if I mess up, just, you know, please understand that I'm still learning. And does that put me on a liberal or whatever side? No, I just fucking, like, I just want to get along with people, and I don't think it's ridiculous that somebody wants to be called something. And it doesn't fucking change anything about my life whatsoever. And like, if it makes somebody else feel good for me to say they or whatever, why would I give a fuck? Cool. I don't know. That was my rant. You can disagree with it or not. But my stance is like, why? Why does it fucking matter to... I don't know. Can't people just be cool? And yeah, you could say, well, I mean, if everybody was cool, then why do we gotta change anything? And I just want to be able to say what I want to say, and it's freedom of speech or whatever. Cool, man. Like, it is. It's freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say. But if people get upset with you, you know why they got upset. And so you clearly don't care that you're offending somebody by saying something that you've grown up saying your whole life. And yeah, if you don't think it's a big deal, then don't make a big deal about it. Right? Just ignore the people that get offended. I don't know. Maybe some people get upset because of the change in media, like the woke media and stuff like this. Man, I'm really like airing out all my views on this, but I don't care. Woke? Like, I just don't understand. I don't know. As far as I've seen, like, things are getting more diverse, and some characters are different than they used to be, like maybe different skin color or different gender or whatever. And I just cannot imagine putting so much of myself into a character from a TV show or something that if some production company that I don't give a fuck about changed whether Wonder Woman is now Wonder Man, like, and you know, people would, I just feel like people would not get as upset about that as the shit that they have gotten upset about. But it's like, why do you, like, is your identity invested into these characters so much that, like, you make it about, you make your life completely about how they change? I don't know. I'm not very articulate with the way I'm saying this, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I think I live life in a very happy median, and the only rule in that median is like to not care so much about shit that doesn't fucking matter. I just can't fathom having these things threaten my identity, you know? I get it. Like, it's human nature when you have your identity wrapped up in something and then somebody challenges that, be it with logic against belief or whatever, or science against faith, or faith against science, you know, like something, it could go the other way too. I just can't fathom having my identity wrapped around something like that, and then, yeah, making my whole life about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know how I got to this point in this conversation, but yeah, fucking weird. I kind of have always lived with the mantra, just let people do what the fuck they want. Like, as long as it's not messing with you, why bother with it? I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't have kids, and maybe like some serious conservatives are like, well, I'm raising kids in this world and I don't want them to be confused about pronouns or whatever. I guess I'm just going to have to claim ignorance on that because I don't have a kid. I don't know what that feels like. So I can say, well, just let people do what they want, but if you feel like it's going to hurt your kid in some way, then I guess I kind of get where you're coming from, but I also couldn't really fathom thinking that something like that would hurt my kid in some way. Man, I don't know why I fucking went on this tangent. I'm sure at some point I'm gonna get canceled for this one video where I'm just like, let people be cool, you know? Hated by both sides, I'd say. I don't know. I was listening to that Soul Boom show, Rainn Wilson's podcast, and Casey Neistat was talking about how he went to one of the war countries, and maybe it was something involved with Israel, I think, and he was donating money and helping out everybody there that was needing help or whatever. And I guess this podcast was the first time he ever talked about it. But he went and did that and then came back and saw that somebody made a post that got millions of views talking about how he was, I don't know what the term was, supporting genocide or whatever. And he was just like, I just did what I thought was right, and then I come back, and what the fuck did they do? They just spent, an hour or whatever spewing whatever hate rhetoric they needed to, and it's like, it just made me think, like, what kind of people, and by the way, I don't know much about that topic or anything like that. I have no stance because I'm ignorant to it all. But what I do understand is that it's a sad state of affairs for people to have their lives totally wrapped up in just talking shit online. And, yeah, like I said, I can't really fathom wrapping my whole identity around hating something or being concerned about somebody else or something unless I was taking care of them. Like, just leave people alone. Like, let people do what they want. Fucking love thy neighbor. Oh, man. And by the way, I'm not really religious. Agnostic, if anything. kind of claiming ignorance on that too, as far as like moral stance. You know, it totally makes sense to love thy neighbor and to help people that need help. And the whole idea of like living a life to help others, I don't know. Everybody says it, religious or not, that when you do that, you get to a point where you can do that, and then all you want to do is focus on helping others. It's like your life really fills out and finds meaning. Everybody says it, religious or not. They all say that, and that's something to be taken seriously, I think. And some people don't want to do that, or some people can't. They got their own thing to take care of, and it is what it is. I don't really know where I was going with that. I was just saying the love thy neighbor thing wasn't a strict religious ideal. Yeah. This one. Yeah, day 18. This one's fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't feel like I said a lot of like what's the word I'm thinking of? Inspirational shit. I don't know. I didn't say anything to cause an epiphany with anybody. I just I'm really bad at articulating things like that. And it's really just clear in my head, like, let people do what they want and you do what you want. Why would you wrap up your whole world in something that somebody else is doing? I don't know. It's crazy to me. Hey. So yeah, I don't know. Profound, that's the word. Oh my god. My head is dying. I didn't say anything profound in this. I just kind of voiced some shit. And if I lose a few of you as friends because I don't care enough about something that you don't like, well then good. I'm glad we can agree on this separation. Good times. Good times. You know, I think a lot of my beliefs and values stem from a point of privilege, because I've gone through some tough times in my life, but I have not gone through something that would change me in a way that would inspire hate towards any person or group of people or whatever. I've never been done wrong to by a certain type of person. I mean, like, I've gone through crappy relationships before, stuff like that, but have I ever been robbed? No. Have I ever been assaulted? Besides, like, just fist fights, which I was a part of. No, I haven't, like, been outwardly assaulted. No, it's just like, sure, I can have all these happy-go-lucky beliefs that the world would be a better place if people weren't so concerned with others, but it's like, I never went through anything that would make me want to be concerned about that guy, because that guy fucked me over, you know? So I acknowledge that this is a point of privilege, that I've had a good life, in that I haven't had a lot of wrong done to me. I haven't been in a war, and because of that, it's probably really easy for me to say this stuff. And that's just life, that's experience. Everybody has their own perspective, and this is mine. And sure, like, in a perfect world, it'd be great if everybody left each other alone and just accepted whatever, but I've lived close to a perfect world compared to many, many people. And it sucks. You know, it's good for me, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm glad I at least acknowledged that before I tie this whole thing up, because like, yeah, it does come from a point of privilege. I can absolutely acknowledge that. It would be nice if people didn't have to go through the shit they go through. It would be nice if everybody had the chance to live a life like me. Or better. Hell. But we all got our things, you know, and it is what it is. I hope over like the next decade I can become more smarter. I hope that I can take in some more wisdom, you know. The Stoics, I'm sure, have a lot to say that I might be interested in. I just haven't picked up Marcus Aurelius yet. Anyway, wow. This episode took a turn, all stemming from Adderall. Well, is what it is. I didn't expect all that to come out, but yeah. I think it's because I was listening to Soul Boom. It was a lot more of a serious conversation. Them talking about trying to make the world a better place and hate and war and all that stuff. Alright. Let's see if we can get across the road without getting hit. Whew. It is not too bad out today. Not super humid or sweaty. Or sweaty causing. Whew. Somebody littered. Mega muffin. Banana flavor. People who litter. That's a bummer, man. That's a bummer. Gonna walk around. You're bumming the world out, litterers. But, you know, I do come from a point of privilege because I have a trash can. Okay. Put down the garage, or up the garage. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba-dum bum ba-da da da. Bum bum bum. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I finished off the Labubu video, and I'm about to go take a picture to do the thumbnail for it. And so, that's the rest of my night, and I'm going to schedule it tomorrow, and yeah, it's 5.5 minutes long. I think it's pretty fun. It's good. The intro is pretty solid, which, if you guys are curious, you can check the second channel, well, the channel that this video is on how I made that intro. It's like 2 hours long, but I usually take that much time on an intro just to make it look visually good and hit as hard as it should. It's important. It's important stuff. Okay. Anyway, yeah. That's it for day 18. Maybe tomorrow I can take a little less serious route at what I talk about. Alright, until then, I'll see you guys. Day 19. Day 19 tomorrow.